Hello everybody, Jason up, New Energy Revolution office. For just a quick video, I like to do these when I complete a television show. I like to give you the update on the completion and then what's next in the watching rotation. I have just finished the original Twilight Zone. That's right, 19 what? This is the 50s, I believe, the Twilight Zone. Right? Regardless, it's 156 episodes and I'm done. And I watched the majority of it here in the office during cancellations or coming early. These are only 21, 22-minute episodes, so I can get easily two of them in an hour, sometimes three. And fantastic. What a fantastic series. And there's so much to like about this, but what I appreciate the most is the classic simplicity of the stories. The complete lack of reliance on special effects, the complete lack of reliance on the thrill factor, the jump scare, the over-the-top pushing of the envelope. Just really simple stories that either generated suspense, maybe generated a little bit of fear, but every single episode ended with a, head in your hands, just like, wow, cool ending. Every single episode had an ending that you didn't always suspect. I'll tell you, whatever was going on during the, era that this television show was made really comes out in each episode. There's so many episodes about outer space. And I don't know if, outer space, aliens was, hot topic in the 50s and 60s, but a lot of the episodes are about other planets and traveling to other planets. That is such a recurring theme in a lot of these episodes. A couple really good ones. A family is a little bit well-to-do. There's a threat of a nuclear war or a nuclear bomb about to hit, the planet. So they have this inside track to a spaceship that will take them to a further away planet so that they can, escape the war. And as they're flying to this planet, it starts to come into view, and you hear them talking. Oh, look! Is that where we're gonna go? Yeah, that's where we're gonna go. That's called Earth. And you're like, oh, what a boom! It hits you right in the chest. What a cool ending. That's called Earth. And there's another one where people are trapped in a small town, and the town, when they go into the house, there's nobody there, but when they go into the houses, everything is just for show. There's like fake food in the refrigerator. There's, none of the drawers and cabinets open. The cars don't have motors in them. There's nothing there. And then at the end, they're trying to escape, but they can't get out of the town. They just keep going around in circles. And at the end, this giant hand comes down and scoops them up. And it's a little girl who's playing with them in her dollhouse, and she's got these two tiny little live creatures in her hand, and you hear, the mom, play nice with your toys or else we're gonna send them back to Earth. And you're like, what the heck? Everything was about other planets. Another cool theme of all of these shows, or the majority of these shows, is the concept of inclusion and exclusion. A lot of topics or a lot of issues regarding biasness or prejudice are covered in here. Not so directly, but very indirectly. Just an overall theme of, early hatred for somebody who's different. A lot of that's covered here also. I thought this was great. I loved most episodes. I get really, I don't like, there's a lot of episodes that are set in Old West type times. I don't love those episodes. I like a little bit more of the of a modern episode, especially for, modern 50s and 60s. So a lot of the episodes that were like, families and houses, the 1950s Leave It to Beaver style episodes, I liked those. A lot of Western themed episodes in this series as well. But overall, fantastic. I think maybe 3 or 4, 5 episodes at the most out of 156 kind of lost my attention a little bit. Rod Serling is the writer of most, if not all, of the episodes. And he's very unique. And I read a little bit about him just based on, my interest in the series. And he is from upstate New York. He's from Buffalo or Syracuse. And Buffalo and Syracuse are always mentioned, are frequently mentioned in episodes. Rochester, where I'm from, is not mentioned in any episodes, but Rod Serling died in Rochester. That's right. I live in Rochester, and Rod Serling actually died at the at Strong Memorial Hospital, which is the University of Rochester. That's the hospital affiliated with or attached to the college. And I worked at the U of R for a bunch of years, and Rod Serling died in our emergency room, which is pretty interesting and something that I knew, but then forgot, and then was reminded of as I read about him. So I found that to be very interesting. Lots and lots of special guests: William Shatner, Art Carney, Dennis Hopper. Burgess Meredith is in 2 or 3 episodes. He's fantastic. Robert Duvall. Jack Klugman is in 2 or 3, and he always plays a bad guy. And Jack Klugman is from, what is that show? Oh, man. Oh, see, now I'm not going to remember it. The Odd Couple, I think. And he always, played a comedian, a goofy character. But in these episodes, he's a bad guy. Who else? Ted Knight is in one. Dick York from Bewitched. Don Rickles is in an episode. Robert Redford is in an episode. Carol Burnett. Charles Bronson. A very nice-looking Elizabeth Montgomery, again from Bewitched, is in an episode. Leonard Nimoy. Bill Bixby. Now, looking back, Bill Bixby, I don't remember. Bill Bixby's the Incredible Hulk. I don't remember him in any episode, so he must have looked extremely young, and I just didn't even notice. Who else? Telly Savalas, I didn't recognize. Mickey Rooney, I remember being in an episode. He's fantastic. George Takei from Howard Stern fame is, oh my, he's in an episode. Great stuff. Great stuff. In fact, George Takei is in the second to last episode that I saw, or second to last disc or whatever, and he's so young, and he doesn't have that George Takei voice yet. And it's just so weird to see a young George Takei not sounding like the Howard Stern George Takei, if you know what I'm talking about. So I strongly recommend The Twilight Zone. Now, I am watching Monsters at home to try to get through that series, completely undeserving of being in the same conversation as The Twilight Zone. Monsters is a 80s Twilight Zone style show that has absolutely no purpose and is horrible. But I'm trying to watch through that. Now, here I have also been working through, for probably the 5th time in my life, the Seinfeld series. So I am up to season 4, and so I'm just going to write out Seinfeld here in the office, and then in the office I'm going to watch The Munsters. So this is my next office show. The Munsters should be quick, 70 episodes, so it should be fairly quick to watch through The Munsters. But I watch them when somebody cancels. I watch them if I come in a half hour early. In fact, I try to come in a half hour early to watch a show here, and it's really changed my whole work life, to be able to watch TV at work and have a good time. So I watched Seinfeld, I watched The Munsters, and then I thought maybe I'd watch a cartoon here. So I brought Dennis the Menace. And 78 episodes of Dennis the Menace. And I don't think they are 20-minute episodes. I think each episode has 2 episodes in it. So it's almost like, watching 36, right? 36, 39, I don't know, 39 actual episodes with 2 parts to each one. We'll see. But yeah, I wanted to start going through my cartoon stuff too. I got a ton of cartoons that I've never even unboxed. This still has the wrapping on it, and I've had this forever. So Seinfeld, Munsters, and Dennis the Menace. In fact, I'll probably watch Seinfeld. I'll probably watch it straight through and then go to the Munsters. So anyway, that's it. I wanted to review the Twilight Zone. Fantastic, fantastic show. Worlds better than the 80s version, which I also liked, but this is just so good. I will keep this forever. I will not sell this. I will probably end up watching this, 5-10 years from now. Who knows? But it's just good. It's just good. Like I said, so well thought out. It's made me so much more interested in Rod Serling and who he was and whatever else he did. Then to find out that he died at the place that I used to work is pretty cool. Twilight Zone, awesome show. That is all. First of 3 shows today. We're going to do a LJN Revisited, and I have a couple pickups for you. So we'll see y'all next time. Good night now.